Stop treating lever actions like antique cowboy toys. The old guard thinks you need a heavy bolt action to push real power downrange, but they are dead wrong. Modern engineering chambered in the massive .308 Winchester turns these classic platforms into devastating tactical hunting tools. You get lightning-fast, follow-up shots without sacrificing absolute stopping power. If you are not running one, you are losing critical seconds when the adrenaline spikes. Today, we are ranking the top 5 modern lever guns, culminating in an absolute mechanical masterpiece at number 1 that will completely dominate the field. Starting at number 5 is the Sako Finwolf Vifu L63. Call it the Finnish Phantom. Developed in 1963, this European masterpiece was built to combine the blistering speed of a lever gun with the surgical precision Sako is famous for. Under the hood, this is not a traditional tubular magazine platform. Sako completely re-engineered the locking system, utilizing a rotating bolt that provides incredibly solid lockup. It is fed by a detachable box magazine, allowing the safe chambering of modern pointed bullets. Chambered in the massive .308 Winchester out of a 20-inch barrel, it pushes heavy projectiles at massive velocity. Delivering immense kinetic energy, it gives you the absolute stopping power required to neutralize heavy targets at extended ranges. Imagine you are tracking through freezing, dense timber. Your target abruptly changes direction, leaving a split-second window. Because the weapon weighs a perfectly balanced 7 pounds and holds 4 rounds, you cycle a follow-up shot instantly without losing your sight picture. Compared to older lever guns, which rely on weak, flat-nosed cartridges, the Finwolf is a modernized tactical instrument, handling high-pressure loads with ease. But here is the brutal truth. Because production ended in the 1970s, finding replacement parts is an absolute nightmare. If you break an internal component in the field, your premium rig instantly becomes a useless wall hanger. This is the ultimate instrument for the dedicated operator, demanding rare European craftsmanship. Stepping up to number 4 is the Winchester Model 88. Call it the bolt action in disguise. Introduced in 1955, this platform was engineered to bring modern high-pressure performance to the traditional lever profile. Under the hood, Winchester completely ripped out the old mechanisms. It features a detachable box magazine, allowing the safe loading of aerodynamic pointed projectiles. To handle extreme chamber pressure, it utilizes a front-locking rotating bolt with multiple lugs identical to a precision bolt gun. Chambered in .308 Winchester, pushing heavy rounds out of a 22-inch barrel, it delivers devastating terminal ballistics. With massive kinetic energy, it provides the stopping power required to neutralize heavy targets at extended distances. Imagine you are operating in steep mountain terrain tracking across wide canyons. You need the precision of a sniper system, but the rapid cycling of a close-quarters weapon. Because it weighs exactly 7 pounds, you can deploy it instantly from an awkward position. Compared to the classic Winchester Model 94, which limits you to weak, flat-nosed brush cartridges, the 88 gives you vastly superior ballistic performance. But here is the brutal truth. Because the trigger travels with the lever during cycling, the internal linkage creates a notoriously heavy and mushy trigger pull. You must fight the mechanism to get a clean break, which severely compromises long-range accuracy. This is the ultimate instrument for the operator demanding vintage American power. Entering the top 3 at number 3 is the Savage Model 99. Call it the Rotary Pioneer. First introduced in 1895 and refined in 1920, this iconic American platform bridged the massive gap between antique brush guns and modern hunting dominance. Under the hood, Savage completely abandoned the flawed tubular magazine. They engineered a revolutionary rotary magazine system driven by an internal brass spool. This mechanism safely isolates aerodynamic pointed bullets, preventing accidental chain detonations under heavy recoil. Furthermore, the internal hammer design creates an incredibly clean profile, making optics mounting an absolute breeze. Chambered in the hard-hitting .308 Winchester pushing high-velocity projectiles out of a 22-inch barrel, it delivers phenomenal terminal ballistics. It provides the massive kinetic energy required to ethically neutralize heavy targets at extended ranges. Imagine you are pushing through dense timber, holding a perfectly balanced 7-pound weapon, when a massive target breaks cover at 300 yards. Because this rig holds 5 rounds in that enclosed rotary spool, you instantly shoulder the weapon, acquire your target through modern optics, and deploy a devastating follow-up shot. Compared to traditional exposed hammer lever guns that constantly snag on heavy brush and completely block modern glass, the sleek Savage receiver is a tactical hunting machine. But here is the brutal truth. The internal rotary magazine is a complex nightmare to disassemble. If you jam it up with thick mud or freeze it out in the field, you cannot simply swap a magazine to clear the critical malfunction. This is the ultimate instrument for the traditional operator, demanding proven rotary reliability. Coming in hot at number 2 is the Henry Long Ranger. Call it the modernized workhorse. Introduced in the mid-2000s, this American platform represents the tactical evolution of the classic lever gun, bridging heritage handling and precision performance. Under the hood, Henry abandoned the flawed tubular feed. They engineered a detachable box magazine feeding a robust 6-lug rotating bolt. Driven by a precisely machined geared lever mechanism, it creates an incredibly strong lockup and smooth cycling. Chambered in the devastating .308 Winchester pushing aerodynamic projectiles out of a 20-inch barrel, it delivers supreme terminal ballistics. Producing massive kinetic energy, it provides the absolute stopping power required to neutralize heavy targets at extended ranges. Imagine operating in deep backwoods territory when a massive target breaks the tree line at a distance. Because this perfectly balanced 7-pound rig holds 4 rounds and features a factory-drilled receiver for modern optics, you instantly acquire the target and deploy a precision strike. Compared to traditional Henry rifles, which limit you to flat-nosed pistol calibers, the Long Ranger delivers the ballistic coefficient of a modern bolt action while retaining the blistering speed of a lever. But here is the brutal truth. The flush-fitting magazine release is notoriously difficult to manipulate under extreme stress with heavy winter gloves. Fumbling a reload completely destroys your tactical advantage. This is the ultimate instrument for the modern operator, demanding bolt-action precision. Taking the absolute number 1 spot is the Browning BLR. Call it the lever action king. First introduced in 1969, this mechanical masterpiece combines blistering speed with the absolute strength required for modern high-pressure cartridges. What sets this rig apart is its advanced internal geometry. Instead of a simple locking block, it utilizes a multi-lug rotating bolt driven by a heavy rack and pinion gear system. It feeds from a detachable box magazine, allowing you to safely stack aerodynamic projectiles. Chambered in the massive .308 Winchester, pushing hot loads out of a 20-inch barrel, it delivers supreme terminal ballistics. It produces the devastating kinetic energy required to neutralize heavy targets well beyond typical woods ranges. Imagine you are operating in rugged backcountry when a massive target breaks cover at 400 yards. Because this rig weighs a highly maneuverable 6.5 pounds, you instantly acquire the target through your optic and deliver a precision strike with rapid follow-up capability. Compared to traditional lever guns that force you to use weak, flat-nosed brush cartridges, the BLR operates exactly like a precision bolt-action rifle while cycling twice as fast. But here is the brutal truth. The internal gear mechanism is an absolute nightmare to service. If you attempt to disassemble the receiver without a master gunsmith, you will completely destroy the timing of the weapon, rendering it useless. This is the undisputed champion for the operator, demanding heritage speed and absolute modern capability. That wraps up the top 5 modern .308 lever-action rifles dominating the field in 2026. The lesson here is simple. You do not have to choose between lightning-fast, follow-up shots, and absolute stopping power. These modern platforms completely bridge the gap, giving you the tactical advantage when the adrenaline spikes and you need to put heavy rounds on target fast. Stop treating these weapons like antique cowboy toys and start recognizing them as devastating hunting instruments. Now it is time to sound off in the comments. Are you actively running a modern lever gun out in the field? Or are you stubbornly sticking to a traditional heavy bolt action? Drop your answers down below. Train hard, stay sharp, and I will see you on the next deployment.